Hi everyone, my name is Emily and I'm here to share with you one of the books that I really enjoyed reading recently, and that would be The Hobbit. So this is the first time that I've ever read this book. I know it's a classic and I know it's very popular, and I also know that there are movies about it. However, for the book, this is the first time that I'm reading it and I finished it, and I'm so glad that I did it. So it was in a class. We got to read this book with our friends, with our classmates, and we had so much fun discussion and so many interesting questions that were about this book. All right, so basically in the story of The Hobbit, the main character, Bilbo Baggins, he set out on a journey with his fellow dwarves and the wizard Gandalf to the Lonely Mountain. And the reason why they needed to do that was because they were to retrieve the lost treasures of the dwarf's leader Thorin. So it was like a mission, a task to complete, and so they went on. But during the trip, they encountered so many challenges. For example, the trolls, elves, goblins, spiders, wolves, and even the evil dragon. So somehow, during the whole journey, Bilbo Baggins was the key to solve every problem because he had the power, invisible power of the ring, and also as he grew with more courage along the way. So at the end of the story, yes, they finished the task and they retrieved the treasure, but that's not only that. They also formed a really close, a stronger relationship with each other. And so the adventure of Bilbo Baggins would be a really big highlight of this book. And it's also the first book of other many series of J.R. Tolkien stories. For example, like The Lord of the Rings. And the next part, I'm going to share a few points that I really like about this book. And the first one is the connection. So, as in the real world, we don't really believe that those creatures, those people, or those settings in the Middle Earth exist. However, there is still a connection between the fantasy world and the world that I am in right now. I think basically it's because how Tolkien put his words and his sentences. Those words and sentences were so funny, so down to earth, so friendly, and also just very smart to the readers, so that he knew how to connect with us, even though that was an imaginary world. And so even J.R. Tolkien's best friend, C.S. Lewis, he also expressed that while he was reading the book, The Hobbit, he didn't feel like the Middle Earth was an imaginary world, but rather a place that we could all go. And I totally agree with him. And the second part why I like this book so much is because the character design of Bilbo Baggins. I would say he is an ordinary man with an extraordinary life. So what I really love about is that the character design of Bilbo Baggins was designed in two completely different personalities. One is content, comfortable with his current life, and another is adventurous, wanting to try something new from time to time. And so through this contradiction, it's so true and it's so honest that as readers, we could actually feel very close, and we could also relate ourselves a little bit to Bilbo Baggins. And that's why every time in this book, you would be so excited to see what decision he's gonna make and what strategies he would come up with to cope with the obstacles around him. And that's amazing because I feel the connection, and I also feel the relateness with the character. So if you're looking for a book to read at the end of this year to just give yourself a really good time to enjoy a book, this is what I would recommend, and I hope that you enjoy it as much as I do. Thank you.